This episode of Real Ale Craft Beer was brought to you by beersofeurope.co.uk, Britain's largest beer shop. It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Reuben's Brews, and this is a bottle of the American Brown. It's an American brown ale at 5.9% ABV. There's a look at the label. It's in an American 1 pint bottle. I do like these. They kind of generally call them bombers in America, these big pint bottles. Black bottle cap. And I'm quite excited by this, Reuben's Brews. First of all, let's get it out into a glass. I've had their Crikey IPA. Wow, look at that. Smoke on the opening. I've had their Crikey IPA and I've had their Life on Mars Imperial IPA. And they've both been absolutely fantastic beers. They've really been, for me, lost a little bit. Never mind. I'm going to put that down a moment. For me, they've been, they were wonderful. The Crikey IPA was balanced. It was really hoppy. And I've got a better memory of the Imperial IPA, the Life on Mars. I reviewed that just the other day. And that was, for me, one of the juiciest, punchiest American IPAs I've had in a long time. It was a really, really good beer. And I suggest you try it. And actually, I was speaking to the brewer the other day on Facebook. I think it was Facebook or Twitter, one of the two. I get lots of messages now, so I get a little bit mixed up. I think it was Facebook. He's actually from Britain. He went over there and he started a brewery, which is pretty damn awesome. He went to America, started a brewery. That would be one of life's biggest ambitions achieved, wouldn't it? To be able to swap country. Doesn't necessarily have to be America, but swap country and then open a brewery or just do something with your life. It's good. It's good. This beer is very carbonated. You can see the carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. I'm not sure if that's the fault of mine. Yeah, that's the fault of mine. I've actually stuck it in a widget glass, so I don't mind being at fault sometimes. Nobody's perfect. I've stuck a perfectly good beer that wouldn't be overcarbonated in a glass with a widget. So silly me. Yeah, looks like a brown ale, nicely carbonated. 3-finger tan coloured head. Let's get the aroma. Whoa, yeah, that smells fantastic. Really full on, almost that kind of beefy OXO cube aroma. Slightly sweet, chocolatey, bitter from the roasted malt. Smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows, that is amazing. That is really, really an amazing beer. I recently discovered brown ales. I was in Norway just 2.5 weeks ago and I was drinking their brown ale bottle after bottle. I visited a brewery, I did a collaboration. They kept saying, what beer do you want to drink? And I tried a lot of their beers, but I just kept on going back to their brown ale. It's just right up my street. It's malty, it's bready, it's biscuity. You've got some nice roasted characteristics coming through. It's just something that suits my palate, and I kept on going back and back and back for bottles of this. It was an Imperial Brown Ale at 8% ABV, so we stayed at the brewery. We had a party at the brewery, and it was a long night. It was a long night, and it's kind of just coming back to me now, 2.5 weeks later. But this just took me straight back to that moment. That's the reason why I don't want to be talking about past experiences with different breweries, because one, it's unprofessional, and two, you want to talk about the brewery at hand, what the beer you're reviewing. But it's just a sign that it's a really good beer. I had a taste of the beer and it sparked me straight back to that moment. So yeah, a really, really good brown ale is what I'm saying here. This beer is incredibly drinkable. It just slips down. The carbonation is wonderful. It just pushes the beer on the inside of the palate, releases lots of that kind of roasty coffee, bitter chocolate, freshly baked bread, and then a nice, there's definitely a hot bitterness in the background. But for me, I want the guy from Reuben's Brews to come back to the UK. I want him back here. I want him brewing back in the UK. Open a brewery over here, please. Come back. Forget about America. I'm joking. I want your beer over here. I want to be able to buy your beer, not import it from America. It's really that good. As I mentioned earlier, the IPAs are fantastic. The Imperial IPA, Life on Mars, was just unbelievable. Crikey IPA, great IPA. And these beers, as you've probably seen from the start of the video, I've had them all from Beers of Europe, my channel sponsor. So if you want to try Reuben's Brews, I strongly suggest you try it. It's brilliant stuff. Cheers, go and try it. But it's time for the rating. I've been banging on a little bit in this review. American Brown M by Reuben's Brews, 5.9% ABV in a 1 pint American bottle. I think off the top of my head it's a 22-ounce bottle, maybe, at 1 pint in America. I think so. Anyway, rating for this beer, I think it's smashing. The very fact that it took me straight back to the Imperial Brown Ale that I was drinking just 2.5 weeks ago, not in the UK but in Norway, just shows that if you get a style right, if you get a brown ale right in the UK or in Norway or in America, then it's just a sign that the beer's just brewed perfectly. So for me, that's a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 for Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom and cheers.